Hello and welcome to our channel. Are you learning English? Great! Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Let's get started.
He lived a quiet life until a mysterious love letter appeared inside his favorite book. No name, no clues, just words that felt too personal to ignore. What happens when a silent boy meets a girl who speaks through letters? Stay with us till the end, this story may just steal your heart. Ryan Thompson was not the kind of guy who usually got noticed. He was quiet, a little clumsy, and spent most of his time either playing video games or doodling spaceships in his notebooks during boring classes. He was in his second year at university and had a habit of sitting in the same corner seat of the library, where he thought no one paid him any attention. But someone did. Someone noticed the way he always helped the librarian carry heavy books. Someone saw how he stayed late to clean up after group study sessions, even if he wasn't the one who made the mess. That someone was Lily Park, a smart, shy girl from his English class who loved poetry and always carried a notebook full of her thoughts. She had watched Ryan from afar for months, thinking he'd never even know her name. But one day, everything changed. On a rainy Tuesday afternoon, Lily finally did something bold. She wrote a letter, a real one, not a text, not a DM, and left it inside Ryan's favorite book in the library, The Little Prince. The letter was short, but it came straight from her heart. "You don't know me," it began, "but I see you. I see the way you move through the world, quietly, kindly, like you're part of some secret story. I don't know if this letter will change anything, but I just wanted you to know you're not invisible." Ryan found the letter 2 days later, and at first he thought it was a joke. But the handwriting was soft and careful, and something about it felt real. His heart beat faster as he read the words again and again. Who had written this? And why did it make him smile so hard his cheeks hurt? For the first time in a long time, someone had seen him, really seen him, and that feeling lit something in his chest that even his favorite video game couldn't match. He didn't know what he was supposed to do. Should he ignore it? Should he try to find her? Or should he write back? Ryan didn't sleep much that night. The letter stayed folded in his pocket like a secret treasure, and every time he thought about it, his heart did a little backflip. He kept replaying the words, "You're not invisible," over and over again. No one had ever said something like that to him. The next morning, instead of heading straight to his usual seat in the library, he walked around slowly, eyes scanning the shelves, the tables, the corners, hoping for a sign. But nothing. No one looked different. No one looked like they had just poured their heart into a letter. That afternoon, after 3 failed attempts and 1 completely crumpled draft, Ryan wrote back. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't poetic. But it was honest. "To whoever you are," he wrote, "I didn't know anyone noticed me. I always thought I was just part of the background. I don't know why you wrote to me, but I'm glad you did. I don't know what to say except thank you. If you want, maybe we could talk, meet, or write again. I'm curious now. You've made me curious." He folded the note carefully, placed it inside the Little Prince again, and waited. The next day passed, then the next. No letter, no message, just silence. Ryan started to wonder if maybe he had imagined it, or if the girl had changed her mind. But on the 3rd day, as he opened the book just to check one more time, there it was, a new letter, neatly folded, warm handwriting. And this time, it started with his name. "Dear Ryan," the new letter began, and just seeing his name written in that delicate handwriting made his fingers tremble slightly. "I wasn't sure you would write back," it continued. "I thought maybe I was too strange, or maybe you'd think it was all a silly game. But your letter made me smile, really smile, in a way I hadn't in a while. So thank you." As Ryan read on, he felt something shift inside him. "I'm not very brave in real life," she wrote, "but writing feels easier. Like I can say all the things I never say out loud. I've seen you in the library, how you read slowly, like the words mean something. I like that. I think you notice little things, like I do." At the end, there was a small line that made Ryan's heart stutter. "I'll write again tomorrow." Same book. Ryan closed the book, holding the letter like it was something fragile and precious. He looked around the library, but again, no clue. Just people reading, typing, whispering. But someone here, someone nearby, was sending him these letters. And now, it wasn't just mystery anymore. It was anticipation. Every day that week, there was a new letter waiting inside the Little Prince. They talked about music, about rainy mornings, about childhood fears and favorite ice cream flavors. Ryan learned that she loved old movies and hated math. That she liked quiet people with loud imaginations. And each time he read her words, he felt like he was discovering a piece of her, like opening a gift one layer at a time. But even though they shared so much, she still hadn't told him her name. And Ryan was falling for a girl he had never truly met. One evening, as golden sunlight filtered through the tall windows of the library, Ryan found something different inside the book. Not just a letter, but a small, hand-drawn map. It was simple, a few arrows, a sketch of the library shelves, and a little X marked behind the poetry section. Underneath, a note: "If you want to meet me, come here at 6 p.m. I'll be reading." Ryan's pulse jumped. It was happening. After days of letters and guessing and wondering, he might finally see her face. He checked his watch, 5:41 p.m. His legs felt like jelly, but he forced himself to stay calm. At exactly 6:00, he stepped into the poetry aisle. It was quiet, too quiet. Rows of books towered over him like silent witnesses. And then he saw her, sitting cross-legged on the floor, back against the shelf, lost in a book of Emily Dickinson poems. She looked peaceful, her long hair falling slightly over her face, and there was something deeply familiar about her, like she belonged to every letter he had read. Ryan opened his mouth to speak but hesitated. What if it wasn't her? What if he was wrong? But just then, she looked up. Their eyes met, and she smiled. Not the kind of polite smile people give strangers, but the kind of smile you give someone you already know. Ryan felt his breath catch. "Lily," he said, unsure. She nodded, gently closing her book. "Hi, Ryan." The sound of her voice made all the letters real. She was the girl behind the words, the mystery, the heart. And now, she was right in front of him. "It was you," he said softly. "This whole time." Lily looked a little nervous, but her eyes sparkled. "Was it okay?" Ryan laughed. It was more than okay. It was kind of perfect. Ryan stared at Lily, her soft smile making everything around him fade. The mystery of the letters, the confusion, the anticipation, it all made sense now. Lily Park, the girl who had been sending him letters, was sitting right in front of him. But instead of feeling like the end of a puzzle, it felt like the beginning of something even more exciting. "I didn't know how to meet you," Lily said, breaking the silence. "I've always been better with words. I thought this would be easier writing to you." Ryan chuckled softly. "You did better than I could ever imagine." He had expected this moment to be filled with awkwardness, but somehow it wasn't. There was no pressure, just a gentle connection between them, like two puzzle pieces finding their match. Lily hesitated for a moment, then said, "I was afraid you wouldn't like me in real life. That the letters made me seem like someone I'm not." Ryan reached out and took her hand, surprising both of them. "I like you, more than I ever thought I would," he admitted. "The letters, they made me see you. Really see you. And now that I'm here, with you it's even better." She smiled, and for the first time, Ryan felt completely understood. They spent the next few hours talking, laughing, and sharing stories. The letters that had brought them together now seemed like the first chapter of their real story, a story they were both eager to continue writing. As the sun set, Ryan looked at her, feeling a sense of peace. "I'm glad you wrote that letter," he said, his voice low but sincere. Lily squeezed his hand. "I'm glad you wrote back." And just like that, the letters, the mystery, and the uncertainty melted away, leaving only the promise of something real, something beautiful. Their story, written not in ink, but in shared moments, and in the hearts of two people who had finally found each other.